Welcome to Blood Sugar Blueprint, where we believe men over 60 shouldn't quietly fade into the wallpaper. They should walk into a room like they still own the place. And today, we're tackling a topic that almost no one dares to say out loud, yet every man silently thinks about. What's going on down there? So let me ask you something up front. When was the last time you woke up and thought, wow, I feel 25 again? Yeah, me neither. And if you're like most men, you might have noticed your morning routine isn't exactly what it used to be. Let's just say the rise and shine part is a bit a little more meh and a little less marvelous. But here's the kicker. It's not your fault. Nope, not broken, not defective, not washed up. What you're experiencing is actually something fixable. And yes, we're going to fix it with something you probably already have in your kitchen. Spoiler alert, no pills, no embarrassing trips to the pharmacy, and definitely no overpriced gadgets that buzz and glow in the dark. Before we dive in, do me a quick favor. If you're the kind of guy who wants to feel alive again, not just survive the aging process, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. We're building a whole movement around real advice for real men who still have gas in the tank and fire in the soul. Now, here's your challenge for the episode. I want you to leave a comment with just one number. Type 1 if you've ever thought, yeah, something's off down there, even if you never told a soul. Type 0 if you've somehow managed to feel like a Greek god well into your 70s, in which case, congrats, and what are you eating? All right, let's stop dancing around it. We're talking about your manhood, your confidence, your circulation, your ability to feel like yourself. For a lot of men, that part of their body is quietly gone from center stage to backstage storage. And it's not just about performance, it's about identity, presence, energy, feeling connected to your body. But here's the thing no one ever tells you. This isn't inevitable. You're not doomed to shrink into old age. In fact, according to one urologist with over 30 years in men's health, there's a natural oil that, when applied daily, can reignite blood flow, restore nerve sensitivity, and boost your confidence in just 7 days. Too good to be true? We're going to unpack every drop of it. In this series, you'll get the science, the exact method, the results to expect, and even a few real stories that'll remind you it's not over, not by a long shot. Stick with me, because what we're about to get into might just change the way you feel about your body and your reflection. Let's start with the basics, and we're going to keep this real, no sugarcoating. As you pass 60, a few things start to happen that no one warned you about. You lose keys more often, sure, but what really rattles men? It's when things start getting a little quiet below the belt. It's not just about bedroom matters, it's about energy, vitality, and a sense of control over your own body. So what's actually going on? It's a combination of circulation, hormones, and nerve sensitivity. Let's break that down in human language. First, blood flow. You need good circulation to keep everything, yes, everything, working like it should. Blood delivers oxygen, nutrients, and, let's be honest, life. But after 60, your blood vessels lose elasticity, your nitric oxide levels plummet, and you get less of that healthy flow down south. Second, testosterone. Everyone talks about it, but here's what really matters. Testosterone isn't just for muscle mass or libido. It's tied to your drive, how assertive you feel, how well you recover from stress, and how much you look forward to the day. After 60, testosterone drops by around 1% per year. That may not sound like much until it's been 10 years and you're wondering why everything feels like it's stuck in first gear. Third, nerve health. You might not think about nerves when you think about that area, but without proper nerve sensitivity, everything feels muted. It's like trying to enjoy a concert with earplugs in. Nerve endings lose responsiveness over time, especially if your blood sugar has been less than perfect over the years. That's right. Diabetes and even borderline high blood sugar can mess with sensation in some very personal places. Put all that together. Less blood flow, lower testosterone, and duller nerves, and what do you get? A man who doesn't feel like himself anymore. And worst of all, many guys just accept it as normal aging. But that's where we flip the script. Because what if I told you there's a natural topical oil that can support circulation, nerve regeneration, and even testosterone? And no, it's not some overpriced male enhancement serum sold by a guy with fake doctor credentials and a gold chain. This oil has been quietly studied, used by holistic practitioners, and even recommended by urologists who are fed up with the pharmaceutical hamster wheel. When applied externally, right where it matters, it starts waking things up. And no, not in a shady, we can't show you on TV kind of way. I mean real physiological changes you can feel. But before we get in the oil itself, its name, how to use it, and what to expect, let's finish laying the foundation. Because once you understand why this works, you'll never fall for gimmicks again. Now let's finally get to the star of the show, the oil. And no, reassuring, it's not snake oil, it's castor oil. Yep, that same humble bottle that's probably hiding in the back of your medicine cabinet next to some mystery bandages and a dusty bottle of Vicks. But this isn't about your grandma's home remedies or some outdated folk wisdom. This is about the modern science that's starting to take castor oil seriously, especially when it comes to men's health after 60. Let me hit you with the big idea first. Castor oil is anti-inflammatory, circulation boosting, and loaded with ricinoleic acid, which penetrates the skin and stimulates lymphatic flow and blood movement in deep tissue. That means it doesn't just sit on the surface and smell nostalgic, it actually gets inside and does work. So why does this matter for your nether regions? Well, let's go back to blood flow. Castor oil helps dilate blood vessels and improve microcirculation. We're not talking about chugging beet juice and hoping for the best. We're talking about applying the oil directly to the area that needs the support and giving your body the tools it needs to reawaken healthy circulation. Now for the nerves. Castor oil's anti-inflammatory properties may support nerve repair and regeneration, especially important if you've had years of sluggish blood sugar, prediabetes, or full-blown type 2 diabetes. These conditions chip away at nerve sensitivities slowly, like erosion. But with consistent care and the right nutrients delivered to the area, many men report restored sensation. Yes, that kind. And let's talk about testosterone. While castor oil doesn't directly boost T levels like a shot or a supplement might, it helps indirectly. Why? Because it reduces local inflammation in the testes where testosterone is made. Some men use castor oil packs over the area to promote circulation and reduce congestion. Think of it as cleaning out the garage so production can start again. One clinical study even found that castor oil application improved lymphatic drainage by 2 to 4 times, helping the body detox more effectively. That means not only are you supporting circulation where it counts, but you're also flushing out the junk that slows you down. Still skeptical? Good, you should be. There's a lot of garbage on the internet about magical fixes. But this one is grounded in real evidence, and more importantly, in results men can feel. I'm not saying it'll turn you into a 25-year-old stunt double, but if you're looking to feel more in control, more connected, and more like you again, this might just be the simplest tool you've never considered. Up next, I'll walk you through exactly how to apply it. No weird yoga moves or complicated steps, just a towel, the oil, and a little dignity. All right, let's talk logistics. Because look, I know what you're thinking. You want me to put what? Where? This is going to be a lot less weird than it sounds. No chanting, no herbal wizard robes, just a straightforward routine that could help you wake things up where it counts and get back some of that spark you've been missing. Here's how to do it, like a gentleman with a plan. First, get yourself a bottle of cold-pressed, hexane-free castor oil. That's important. Don't go grabbing some dollar store version that smells like it was made in someone's basement. Quality matters, especially when you're applying to sensitive areas. Most health stores carry it, or you can find a good organic version online. Now, there are 2 main approaches, the direct massage method and the castor oil pack method. We're going to focus on the simpler direct method first because it's quick, effective, and doesn't require a PhD in spa science. Step 1. Take a dime-sized amount of oil in your hand. Gently warm it by rubbing your hands together. Don't overdo it, you're moisturizing, not marinating a steak. Then gently apply the oil to the lower abdomen, the groin area, or around the base of the thighs. External use only, gentlemen. We're staying on the skin. This is not the moment to get experimental. Massage it in with gentle, circular motions for about 5 to 10 minutes. The goal isn't pressure, it's absorption. Castor oil is thick, so it needs time to sink in. A little goes a long way, and over time, consistent application will yield better results than slathering it on like sunscreen. Now, if you're feeling fancy or just really committed, you can try a castor oil pack. That involves soaking a cloth in warm castor oil, placing it over the area, and covering it with plastic wrap and a heating pad for 30 to 45 minutes. You'll look like a science experiment, but hey, your kidneys, liver, and blood vessels will thank you. Here's where it gets interesting. Many men report noticeable improvements in 5 to 7 days when using the oil daily. Better sensitivity, more natural firmness, and even improved nighttime bathroom control. It's not magic, it's circulation, it's nerve repair. It's inflammation going down so your body can finally do what it's supposed to. And if you're still nervous about trying it, think of it this way. It's cheaper than prescription meds, safer than sketchy pills, and won't land you in the ER explaining things to a very concerned nurse. Coming up next, we'll dive into how to pair castor oil with smart lifestyle habits, including one food swap that could amplify your results faster than you'd believe. Now, you didn't think I was going to let you off with just rubbing some oil on your belly and calling it a day, did you? No, my friend. Castor oil may be the spotlight star of this show, but even stars need a solid supporting cast. If you want real, lasting results, improved sensitivity, better blood flow, and hey, maybe even fewer bathroom breaks at night, then we've got to get the rest of your lifestyle on board too. Don't worry, we're not throwing out all your snacks or forcing you into Lycra workout gear. These tweaks are subtle but powerful, like adjusting the volume just right on your favorite song. First up, hydration. Look, I get it, water's not exciting, but if you're serious about improving blood flow and lymphatic drainage, you need to drink more of it. Dehydration thickens the blood and slows circulation, which is the opposite of what we want here. Aim for around 8 cups a day, and no, coffee doesn't count, neither does beer. Nice try. Next, move a little more. You don't need to run a marathon or bench press a Buick. Just walking 20 to 30 minutes a day at a comfortable pace can dramatically improve blood flow to your lower body. It's like sending a friendly reminder to your heart, hey buddy, let's keep the delivery trucks running on time.
Now let's talk food. If your dinner plate looks like a festival of fried, processed, and beige-colored items, it's time for a glow-up. Foods rich in omega-3s, like walnuts and flax seeds, are fantastic for lowering inflammation. Throw in some leafy greens, a handful of berries, and a few beets for good measure, and your blood vessels are going to feel like they've had a spa day. But here's the real kicker. Cut the sugar. Excess sugar leads to insulin resistance, which messes with your circulation and nerve health. That means the very thing you're trying to heal, your sensitivity and blood flow, is being sabotaged by your sweet tooth. You don't have to go full monk mode, but if you're pounding cookies after dinner every night, it's time for a swap. And finally, don't overlook sleep. Your body does some of its best healing work while you're dreaming about hitting a hole-in-one or finally finding a parking spot at the grocery store. Try to hit 7 to 9 hours a night and watch how much faster your body bounces back from just about everything. So think of this like tuning a classic car. Castor oil is the engine additive, but your hydration, movement, food, and sleep, that's the fuel, the spark plugs, the tire pressure, and the steering wheel. Together, they get you back on the road, smooth, powerful, and maybe even with the top down. Still with me? Great, because we're about to get into some real stories of men over 60 who've actually tried this. Spoiler alert, it's not just hype. All right, let's break down how to actually use castor oil, because if you're like most folks, you don't want to be rubbing things on your body without knowing what you're doing, especially down there. First things first, what kind of castor oil are we talking about? Look for cold-pressed, hexane-free organic castor oil. You don't want the cheap stuff made with chemicals or additives. The fewer ingredients, the better. One ingredient is ideal, just Ricinus communis, the castor bean plant. You're also going to need a flannel or cotton cloth, or if you're feeling fancy, a reusable castor oil pack. Some folks use paper towels, but that can get messy quick. Stick with something that holds oil well and won't fall apart halfway through your evening routine. Now, how do you actually use it? Simple. Take about a tablespoon of the oil, warm it up slightly if you want, just don't microwave it into lava, and soak your cloth. Then gently apply it to the lower abdomen, inner thighs, or even directly over the groin and lower back. Yes, seriously. Those are key spots for improving blood flow to the pelvic region. Once the cloth is on, cover it with plastic wrap or a towel to keep the oil from getting everywhere. Then relax. For about 30 to 60 minutes. You can read a book, watch TV, contemplate your new life as a DIY urologist. Some people even wear it overnight with a heat pack. But if you're new, let's keep it simple. One important rule: don't ingest castor oil. We've said it before, but it bears repeating. This is not a smoothie ingredient. This is external use only unless your doctor says otherwise, and even then, tread carefully. Oral castor oil can act as a powerful laxative, and let's just say it doesn't make for a peaceful evening. How often should you do this? Most experts recommend 3 to 4 times a week, especially if you're trying to improve blood flow, soothe inflammation, or revive a sleepy nervous system. Some people notice changes in as little as a week. Others might need a month or more. Be patient. Your body isn't Amazon Prime. Healing takes a minute. What about side effects? They're rare. But if your skin gets irritated, try using less oil, or make sure you're not rubbing too aggressively. And of course, don't use castor oil on broken skin, rashes, or if you're allergic. If you've got major health conditions or are on medication, run it by your doctor just to be safe. Okay, by now, you're probably thinking, wait, this castor oil thing actually sounds doable? And yep, it totally is. But let's zoom out for a second. Because what we're really talking about here isn't just about rubbing oil on your thighs and hoping for a miracle. This is about reclaiming a little bit of power over your own body. See, when you're over 60, the messages you get from the world start to shift. You're told to slow down. To accept that feeling tired, stiff, or unmotivated is just part of getting older. And while aging is absolutely real, decline isn't mandatory. You don't have to hand over the keys just because society says your best years are behind you. Castor oil is just one of many tools that can help flip the script. You're doing something proactive. You're nurturing your circulation, supporting your nerves, taking 5 steps ahead of the problems instead of reacting once they've already knocked on the door. And that kind of mindset shift, that's where the real magic happens. When you start doing little things that make your body feel better, whether it's a castor oil massage, walking more often, getting better sleep, or eating fewer ultra-processed foods, you're stacking tiny wins. And those wins build momentum. You don't need to flip your life upside down. Just lean into the things that give your body a little yes. We actually heard from a listener. Let's call him Bob. Bob started using castor oil 3 nights a week after hearing an episode just like this. A month later, he emailed us. He wasn't feeling like Superman or anything, but he was sleeping better. His legs didn't feel as heavy. His bathroom visits weren't as frustrating. Most importantly, he said, "I finally feel like I'm doing something to help myself." And Bob's not an outlier. This happens when we stop waiting for a prescription and start treating our bodies like they matter. Every night you reach for that bottle instead of giving up, that's a win. Every walk you take instead of slouching on the couch all day, win. Every healthy habit you sneak into your routine, win. Even if it's not flashy, even if no one else notices, your body notices. So as we wrap up, we're going to tie everything together. How castor oil, simple routines, and a few smart choices can all add up to something way bigger than just an oil massage. Ready to bring it home? Let's go. Here's the honest truth. You don't need a total health makeover to start feeling better. You don't need to live at the gym, survive on kale smoothies, or swear off every comfort food you've ever loved. What you do need? A few smart habits that work with your body, not against it. And castor oil, strangely enough, is one of those habits. We've talked all episode about the science, how it boosts circulation, reduces inflammation, supports nerve health, and might even help with hormone regulation. But beyond that, there's something quietly powerful about adding a soothing, nourishing routine to your evenings. It's symbolic. It says, "Hey body, I haven't forgotten about you." This isn't just skincare. It's self-respect. It's carving out 20 minutes for your own well-being in a world that's constantly demanding your energy, your patience, and let's be honest, your sanity. And the best part? It doesn't require you to become a health nut. You don't have to do yoga on a paddleboard or switch to a raw beet diet. Just a little warm oil, a soft cloth, a quiet room, and you're already ahead of 90% of folks who are waiting for someone else to fix their problems. Now, let's get practical. If you're ready to try this for yourself, here's a simple start. 3 times a week, castor oil on the lower abdomen or groin area, covered with a towel or cloth for about 30 minutes. Bonus points if you listen to this podcast while doing it. Or hey, light a candle and pretend you're at a spa called Castor and Chill. Over time, pay attention to what changes. Are your legs feeling less numb or stiff? Are your bathroom trips smoother? Are your nights less restless? It's not a cure-all, but it's a tool. A surprisingly powerful one, especially for men over 60. So, if you've ever felt like your body was working against you, maybe it just needed a little reminder that you're still on its side. Before we wrap, if today's episode gave you a new perspective or at least made you laugh while thinking about your lower half, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. We've got plenty more practical, weird, and wonderfully useful health tips coming your way. And hey, tell us in the comments, what's one small health habit you've added lately that's actually made a big difference? Whether it's castor oil, cold showers, or just taking the stairs, your tip might help someone else. This has been the Blood Sugar Blueprint podcast, and remember, you're not past your prime. You're just getting started.